kind of putting my work out there, like do photography and kind of putting that out there and feeling vulnerable with it, and then kind of don't know how to showcase it properly without having the pressures of like overwhelm.
Of what?
Like kind of getting overwhelmed with it.
Yeah. Well, okay, so there's a few things. One thing is, okay, I've got a playlist on YouTube. So this, she's a photographer, gets overwhelmed about, sharing her stuff and maybe nervous, the vulnerable. You're sharing your work, and then what if people don't like it, or no response at all? First of all, I've got a playlist on YouTube just called The Fear of Being Seen, so there may be some things there. If you feel nervous about sharing your stuff, here's what it means to me. One of the things it means, you found something you care about. Isn't that wonderful? If you didn't care, that's a red flag for me. It just means you anytime you make real art, it's vulnerable. It's only going to be vulnerable. That's how it is. That's one thought. Second is, it's there's a colleague of mine, Betty Cotton-Bertels. I gotta write this down.
How do you spell that?
Exactly. So Betty, Betty Cottam, Bertels. I believe it's like this. BERTLES.com. But she works with entrepreneurs around the emotional side. I tend not to focus on that. And sometimes there's just some emotional something that's a block. So whether it's, this kind of work or therapy, sometimes it's just like, I just have to, what is going on that I'm so triggered by this? So it could be that. And she's somebody who specializes in helping entrepreneurs with this. But again, does anybody else have to leave early? Before my heart just shatters from people leaving early. Anybody? Okay. What else to say? This is also where the hubs come in. Having other people do the promotion for us. We start to figure out, like, what kind of photography do you do?
A bit of a mixed bag, but mainly within like music and events and kind of production stuff.
Okay. Yeah. And do you know who the hubs are in town? Like,
I'm quite well connected, like within the music side of things in Newcastle, but it can be quite a cliquey, toxic environment,
sure.
Which I don't like. So sometimes feels like there's a lot of competitiveness, but not in a collaborative way. It's like I'm going to tear you down and tear you down. So then I think that's part of my block of like, I'm scared to put the stuff out there because maybe I don't have a thick enough skin yet. Or basically not caring as much, but I don't want to not care about what I do.
So one of the things that we often forget about is just referrals. Yeah, just good old-fashioned asking for referrals. And here, so we're just in the middle of the hub marketing semester right now. We just a couple weeks ago focused on referrals. It can sound like this. First of all, just try this. You make a list of all the people who you think might be able to connect you with business. This could be clients you've had in the past. This could be people who are connected in the scene, people you feel like you've got that kind of rapport with, where if you said, could you help me out? They would say yes. You just make a list of those people. When you sit down with them, and you can just tell them, you say, look, I'm trying to grow my business. I'm trying to get clients. I fucking hate self-promotion. It's killing me. Would you be willing to go for coffee with me for half an hour just to brainstorm ideas? There are certain people who would just say yes to you. Yeah. So you start with that. And that could be 3 people. Great, start with those 3. There's 2 questions you ask them. The first question you ask them is you say, what are the hubs? Do you know any hubs? Anyone I should talk to? Like any events I should go to? Are there people in town? Are there... Yeah, you just get their ideas for hubs. Prime the pump on that. But then also, once that's done, and then you might say, is there anyone you know? So if you're a photographer, you say, is there anyone you know who might want to hire me that I'd be a good fit for? I mean, you kind of seen my style of photography, what I do. Is there anyone you can think of? And they'll have ideas or they won't. But whatever ideas they have, then you just say, okay, can we talk about how to approach these people? I don't want to be disrespectful or pushy. They're your people. They're your contacts. Would you be willing to email them on my behalf? Should I email them? Is there an event I can go to maybe where I could meet them, or what do you think? And they'll just give you their best thoughts. They might say, yeah, this person's just at this bar every Friday. You should come, or I'll be there with you. I can introduce you. It could be that. It could be send an email, just mention me in the subject line, or no, I'll send an email. I'll connect you to. Yeah. When you do that, then you're going to meet with somebody else as a hub. And when you meet with a hub, you just go in humble. You don't have to be like, okay, how are we going to work together? It's just, you could say, yeah, I was talking to this person. They thought you might have ideas on where I could, find business, and you ask for advice. And then, they give you more hubs. And if you just keep doing that, just keep meeting with people individually, it slowly grows. And you start to figure out who the people are, and so that's one of the ways I would do it. It's just individual.
That feels a lot more like
Does it?
true to
Okay.
me. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
You can have a whole business just that. P.S. No social media, no website, no email list, nothing. Just meeting with people one-on-one, having these conversations. Like, would you be willing to make the introduction? Great, thank you so much. And that might even be faster than some of the other approaches. It's an interesting thing. This will sound so counterintuitive. I would submit most people go to social media to hide. Yeah, you think, wait, we go to social media to be visible, so we're scared of being visible. You just said you have a whole playlist about the fear of being visible or being seen. Yes, but it's also true that people go to social media to hide. Hide from what? From talking to people. From actually having conversations with human beings about business. Because that can be a little more confronting, or it just seems like a bigger hump to get over. But I can just crack out a video easy. I can make a meme easy, no problem, no risk to me. But yeah, when you meet with somebody, maybe there's some more risk. So just don't. If you're going to go to social media, don't go because you're hiding from something. It's not the only way. Social media is not necessarily the best way. It depends on your business. I don't know. There's no. Get that sense. I'm not a Puritan about any of this. If it works and you love it, great. But they all work. That's the thing. Every approach can work. There's almost nothing you could think of as an approach to marketing that somebody is not currently teaching workshops on how you can build a six-figure business with that tactic. How to get a six-figure business, a coaching business with posters. I don't know. I bet you that's out there. I bet you somebody's fucking nailed that. I've seen workshops on how to build your coaching business by getting interviewed on morning radio talk shows. That's so specific. But they cracked the code. They figured out a way that worked. How to do it with podcasting. How to host your own podcast. Everything. It all works. It's just, will it work for you? Are you actually going to do it? Is that going to be fun for you? Any fool can be miserable in their business. Might as well enjoy it while you're doing it. Yeah. Other questions?